Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our announcement of the winter honorees for our upcoming Winter Spring Sports Banquet. I'm Dave Purpura, along with Jarrod, Ulrey. Second annual for this. It's going to be coming up on Wednesday, May 22nd, up at Villa Milano. Those of you who hear your names in the next several minutes here, your banquet invitations are going to arrive coming up early next week. It's a pretty neat thing. It was a huge thing in the fall and in the spring.
Yeah, we hope so. Yeah.
Absolutely. There are going to be a lot of people there, and hopefully your name is among them here in a few minutes. Our sponsors are Nationwide Children's Hospital, EverDry Waterproofing of Columbus, and Raising Cane's, and we want to thank them for making this evening possible, coming up in about 7 weeks or so. You and your families, you athletes and your families, can RSVP starting on Monday, and you must RSVP to attend. And we'll be back here in, what, about 4 weeks to honor this, to announce
3.5 weeks, yeah. I believe it's May 7th we're going to be coming back here.
It is. I want to say that's a Tuesday as well, and we will get you those names to determine by the performances over the next couple of weeks. We are going to get started now with the names. Girls swimming, the 5 finalists are Hannah Bailey of Dublin Kaufman, Jordan Arno Reese of Columbus School for Girls, and her Unicorns teammate Nia Thunderberg, and 2 more Shamrocks as well, Kristen Sable and Ellie Andrews. On the boys' side of things, you have Olentangy Liberty's Jack Matthews, Jacob Eisman from Columbus Academy, Max Scott from Dublin Jerome, Spencer Tussing of Grove City, and Andrew Bernsdorf of Westerville North. And we saw all these kids at the Division I, or most of them at the Division I state swimming meet about a month ago. We have a very strong group out of Central Ohio with a lot of championships.
Yeah, I mean, pretty amazing that we, for girls, we're going to be honoring 3 from Dublin Kaufman, 2 from CSG. And those Kaufman girls made up some really great relays, but they also did some really amazing stuff individually. And then with boys, we have Jack Matthews, who's a great diver from Olentangy Liberty, as well as some excellent swimmers.
And we had an Indiana commit out of that group recently.
That's right. That's right. Max Scott from Dublin Drum just committed, I believe, last night.
Okay, yeah, I thought I saw you tweet that news out.
That's
right.
right.
That's major stuff.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a diver as well. Boy, Central Ohio cleans up in diving like
they always do, yeah. And Jack Matthews did great. Got state runner-up this year.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going to head on now to another winter sport, obviously, in gymnastics.
I'm going to introduce gymnastics. We have Ann Hasse from Hilliard Darby, Reagan Ernst, and Grace Krause from Dublin Jerome, Madeline Vuis from Olentangy, apologies there, and Olivia Boone from Olentangy Berlin. And I also want to introduce hockey to us, and that is Craig Lutwin from Olentangy Liberty, Ryan Jenkins from Dublin Jerome, Hunter Triplett from Upper Arlington, Andrew Vidrick from Olentangy Liberty, and Trent Belli from Dublin Jerome.
You cover the Celtics, and of course they had a very memorable season by becoming the first area team to win a game in the state tournament. You covered that run that they had.
That was an incredible finish for them this year. And they only lost about 4 games all season. I mean, it was just really incredible for them. And Olentangy Liberty has had a great program for a number of years. As far as and also Dublin Jerome has some really great gymnasts, as did Olentangy, who I know you cover, and they had several really strong candidates for this as well.
And you mentioned Olivia, who goes to Berlin. She used to be on that team last year.
That's true.
Part of a team that's made state 4 years in a row for the Olentangy Braves. Moving on into bowling now. We're going to introduce the girls first. Reese Gonzalez of Westerville Central, Dakota Fink of Briggs, Adrian Hammond of New Albany, Caitlin Morris of Big Walnut, and Leah Diener from Groveport. On the boys' side, from Delaware, Dylan Murfield, Wesley Mink of Westerville Central, James Pappas of Briggs, Devon Richardson of Westerville Central, and Malik Curry Brown of Westerville Central.
That's a lot of Westerville Central right there. A lot of great bowlers there, boys and girls teams. And Briggs has a couple of really exceptional individuals that we're going to be able to honor at this banquet.
They've become a really strong program on both sides, boys and girls. I mean, and not just in the city. They make a lot of noise in the postseason. Now, heading on to basketball and wrestling, and as you may know, we have the tradition of naming our Super 12, along with 18 on honorable mention for both the boys and the girls' sides in basketball, and of course just wrestling as well. And we name a captain out of that group.
That's right. So let's start with wrestling, and we're going to be inviting 30 wrestlers to our banquet. We'll start with Jacob Goldsmith from Westerville North, Nick Veronelli from Olentangy, Omari Green from Central Crossing, Dylan Lay from Dublin Scioto, Jacob Sherman from Olentangy, Corbin May from Delaware, Cole Potts from DeSales, Walker Hurd from Marysville, Connor Houghton from, apologies for that, Westerville North, Darren Pulliam from Dublin Scioto, Carson Karchla from Olentangy Liberty, Hudson Jump from Grandview, Connor Brady from Olentangy Liberty, Micah Norwood from Hartley, Damyron Jones from Franklin Heights, Aaron Morton from Westerville South.
Continuing on, Mitch Herron of Upper Arlington, Jacob McCloskey of Delaware, Seth Shoemate from Dublin Kaufman, Daniel Segura, Dublin Scioto, Jimmy Bauman from Kaufman, Andrew Halko from Reedy, Riley Ucker of Dublin Kaufman, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, apologies if not, Mitch Potter from Westerville North, Griffin Rathburn of Hartley, Lennox Wolak of Kaufman, Ethan Smeagol of Marysville, Michael Petrella from Hartley, and 2 Liberty honorees, Yukis Giuliano, 2 more Liberty honorees, and Yukis Giuliano and Jace Fitzpatrick.
Had some state champions in there.
She did.
Seth Shoemate, Carson Karchla, Hudson Jump, all state champs. Had state runner-up in Connor Brady from Olentangy Liberty, Micah Norwood from Hartley. It was a really strong season, I think, for Central Ohio wrestling this year.
Well, it's no mistake some of those programs have multiple honorees.
Absolutely.
The Patriots, the Shamrocks, the 2 teams that you cover.
Kaufman and Liberty both have a lot, yeah. Westville North has a couple in there. Yeah, so we're excited to be able to honor all those kids.
And there are many more names still to come. We go to girls basketball. The first of the 30 honorees, Morgan Darnell of Gahanna, Catherine Weekly of Worthington Christian, Uju Izudu of Reynoldsburg, Anissa Jones, Westerville South, Lizzie Snalfer of Delaware Christian, Haley Jordan of Eastmore Academy, Amari Russell of Dublin Kaufman, Madison Green of Pickerington Central, Derica Bramwell of Reedy, J.C. Sheldon of Dublin Kaufman, Gabby Hutcherson, Westerville South, Grace Jenkins from Watterson, Brianne Beatty of Thomas Worthington, Summer Pitzer of Westerville South, and Jordan Horston of Afrocentric.
Tegan Pfeiffer from Olentangy Liberty, Alexandria Hamilton from Northland, Lauren Erickson from Dublin Scioto, Macy Spielman for Upper Arlington, Alexia Smith from Afrocentric, Eden Battle from Gahanna, Sage Glover from Pickerington North, Sakima Walker from Afrocentric, Samaria Rogers-Gossett from Eastmore Academy, Emily Simon from Hilliard-Davidson, Paige Woodford from Watterson, Annie Roush from Hilliard-Darby, Carlisa Strickland from Independence, Malia Perry from Pickerington Central, and Maddie Vincent from Bexley.
We heard a lot of those names quite a bit through. Of course, Pickerington Central was Division I state runner-up after winning the whole thing last year.
Afrocentric's got a few on there after their 28-0 finish this season, and of course they have Division III District State Player of the Year in Jordan Horston, and Dublin Kaufman has Division I District 3-time District Player of the Year, J.C. Shelton. It was a very strong year for girls basketball around here too.
Yes, it was, and some of those girls that you mentioned, of course, earned some national awards.
Absolutely,
over the year. Now on to boys basketball, and you get the first half of this match.
We'll start with Von Cameron Davis from Walnut Ridge, Trayon Watkins from Columbus South, Jacob Dries from Hilliard-Davidson, Karen Kinsway from Delaware Hayes, Jack Sawyer from Pickerington North, Sean Marks from Olentangy, Dallas Patrick from Wellington, Ben Ford from Reynoldsburg, Luke Bartimus from Dublin Kaufman, and Dominic Penn from Dublin Kaufman, Keegan Hinton from Big Walnut, Jeremiah Keene from Westerville North, Christopher Anthony from Harvest Prep, DJ Moore from Worthington Christian, Bryson Lane from Olentangy Orange.
And the list continues. Jordan McMillan of Westerville South, Javon Garcia, Pickerington Central, Max Martz from Upper Arlington, Zach Sawyer from Watterson, Morgan Safford from Hartley, Matt Aloco of Hilliard-Bradley, Brady Snyder, Canal Winchester, Keely Elmore of Northland, from regional champion Liberty, Nick Dicasian and Ben Roderick, Neil Simmons of Beechcroft, Brian Collier, Grandview Heights, Kai Durden from DeSales, Dorian Moultrie from Columbus Academy, and Jalen Sullinger from Thomas Worthington.
You mentioned regional champion Olentangy Liberty. There was 3 teams from Central Ohio that made the state tournament. Harvest Prep's got Christopher Anthony in there. He's a really exceptional player. And then Columbus South's got Trayon Watkins. Olentangy Liberty's got a couple. Really great group again this year. Got a couple guys from Kaufman in there. They had a really great regular season. And then I know you cover Olentangy Upper Arlington. They both had some players in there.
And the two Pickeringtons as well. Pickerington North, of course, finishing as a regional runner-up to Liberty.
Jack Sawyer as a sophomore on there.
Yeah, and there's another sport he's good at too.
Yeah,
as well. So he's going to be heading to Ohio State to play football here in a couple of years. Again, congratulations to all of our finalists. You can RSVP to the banquet beginning on Monday, and you must RSVP to attend. And one more thanks to our sponsors as well: Nationwide Children's Hospital, EverDry Waterproofing of Columbus, and Raising Cane's for making this memorable evening possible. Again, as we mentioned at the top, we'll see you again in about 3.5 weeks. Tuesday, May 7th is when we're going to be announcing the spring finalists at this point. For Jarrod, Ulrey, I'm Dave Purpura. So long, everybody.